You do not have to be good. You only have to let the soft body of your animal love what it loves. I think Mary Oliver, who spoke those words in her poem, Wild Geese, really did something with those lines. For me, when I listen to it, because I think that listening to her readings of the poem is a lot more effective and interesting than merely just reading it, but it kind of recenters me, because I think that in my own life, I oftentimes am sort of searching for this kind of validation, not even validation for anything that's particular to me. It's not like validation of self or anything like that. That I think that that's a whole nother conversation. That's like so unrelated to this. But validation in a sense of things being okay. And that is a very broad statement, but I mean it in almost every way. Like, I think that really what we all just want is to feel like we can sit down right where we are and feel like everything is and will be okay. Very basic thing, very simple thing. And yet it is so difficult. And even when you do feel that way, there's always going to be, not always, because the future may be brighter, but there seems to always be sort of a sense of lingering anxiety, or like a lingering what if, or something that is just always going to be there for most people deep down, that something maybe isn't okay. But Mary Oliver in this poem really truly kind of regrounds me. And I get that validation that I sometimes look for from people in my life or from things in my life. And it's not always super successful, but I get that from Mary Oliver in that poem, temporarily. It feels like a warm patch of a sunny grassy field. It feels like a picnic, almost. You know, like when you're on a picnic and you've just set everything up and like the sun is shining and it's not too hot, not too cold. It feels like that. It feels like being able to breathe clearly. Truly beautiful. And it makes you feel like just being told you do not have to be good is like a serious relief, because that just takes away most of the anxieties that I think come from most people, is like having to be good, whether that's like not necessarily just framed in that specific wording, but I think a lot of deeper anxieties, or not even anxieties, but just like worries or stress, a lot of stress really comes, it's just this need to be good, wearing like a top hat. It's just like a super fancy way of like, it all stems from goodness, I think. And so like hearing those words is just something like, oh, like just existing is truly enough. I do think that can get dangerous, and I do, but that is also like coming from being good. Like it's just this. It's honestly a crazy cycle loop. But I just want to share that reassurance of you do not need to be good, and how it makes me feel. And if you're watching this, you should go listen to it right now, even if you've already heard it. Hear it again. You do not need to be good.